In Russia, this symbol could save you from prison. It's found its way from the front pages of newspapers, to placards at protests, and onto social media. People are using the symbol to rally behind protesters who've been arrested for taking part in anti-government demonstrations, to support victims of domestic abuse, and also to support climate activist Greta Thunberg. Using this symbol has been so successful and so powerful that it's actually meant some people have been released from police custody. They'd been arrested by the Russian government, who we often refer to as the Kremlin. So what does this symbol mean?
The phrase is pronounced in Russian as "я, мы", and it literally means I, we. But the actual meaning of the phrase is it's all of us. In a country where media is largely controlled by the state, it is very interesting to see that a symbol like that of solidarity and unity really could unite people, and it is a very rare thing because we all heard about the Me Too movement and the hashtag Je suis Charlie, but in Russia, although there are loads of viral hashtags, you don't really get that kind of solidarity that often.
So where did this symbol come from?
It was first used to rally behind Russian journalist Ivan Golunov. He was arrested on drug dealing charges back in June 2019.
However, he ended up being released after mass and very unusual public outcry.
They violate our rights, the freedom of expression, the freedom to demonstrate.
His lawyers said that the drugs had been planted to silence the investigative reporter. Some Russian newspapers that would usually support the state came out fighting for the journalists. They created this symbol and plastered it all over their front pages. And then protesters with placards and celebrities on Instagram started using the symbol too. We are all
Ivan Golunov.
That includes 24-year-old Russian journalist Anya Luganskaya.
She wore a t-shirt with the symbol on it at an awards ceremony at the Kremlin, amidst a crackdown on protesters supporting Ivan Golunov.
I didn't want to just sit around the people who are responsible for it. The symbol for me is about people's solidarity, like fighting for people, for their freedom, for innocent people thrown in jails.
In response, Russia's interior minister launched an internal inquiry. Now, a number of officers who arrested the journalist have been charged with abuse of power.
And the release of the journalist was just the start. The symbol was then used to campaign for protesters who were arrested in these anti-government demonstrations in the summer, and some protesters successfully avoided going to jail. It's also been used to fight for victims of domestic abuse because activists want the law to change in Russia.
At the moment, some domestic abuse is considered an administrative rather than a criminal offence.
So that means abusers are fined rather than sent to prison.
But the symbol has also been used by government supporters who want to mock the movement.
It looks like there'll be lots going on in Russia in the year ahead.
President Putin, who remains very popular, has shaken up the government.
And he's got an increasingly vocal group of people on his hands who are more willing than ever to speak out about issues they care about.
It looks like this catchphrase has found its way into the lives of Russians and won't be going anywhere in 2020.